Okay, so sorry about the weird technical difficulty. I know if it happens again, it will keep recording. Hopefully, if I just do this enough, it won't happen. So let's go and get to the next episode. This is The Gift of the Mod Pie. Short version of this, Rarity is going to Manhattan because she's going to open a third store in addition to Carousel Boutique and the Cancer-Lot Carousel. I don't remember if she says what the name of it is in this episode. I think she does, and then not here. Not there. This one. This one they definitely do is called Rarity for You. But it's going to be her New York store. She's going around trying to find a good location for it. While she is there, Pinky's like, dude, I'm just going to go with you because my sister's in the area. I want to go hang out with her. And something I like to do with all of my sisters is we will pick a day where we just go, we hang out, and then we swap gifts at the end of the at the end of the episode. We swap gifts at the end of the day. And that's what a lot of the episode is. It is Pinky saying, I know what I want to get my sister. I want to get her this pouch that she can carry Boulder in, because Boulder's always in the pocket and sometimes Boulder goes missing. This is something I can get for my sister because my sister gives me the best fucking gifts every time and I can't measure up. And Rarity also is like, all right, I'm going to do what I can to help you. I also want to find, a good spot. So there's a little montage in the episode of her trying to find a good spot, and Pinky interrupts the montage at one point. It's pretty fun. Also, they're just hanging out with Maud, and Maud is a great character. She's incredibly entertaining. It's an absolute blast. So about midway through the episode, Pinky finds the pouch that she wants, but the store is closed, so she can't buy it. So she ends up finding a dude who has a pouch just like it. She's like, I really, really want it. It's like, you remember that thing in the Iron Will episode when Rarity and Pinky were trying to teach Fluttershy to be more assertive and good business practices and shit? And Fluttershy is like, hey, I really need that cherry. And the dude took advantage of it, and Pinky saw that happen in real time. So she makes that same mistake that she learned from Fluttershy not to do. I really, really need that. Alright, then let's trade for it. So what she ends up having to give up is her party cannon. But she does it. What I do like about the episode is, while Pinky is heartbroken to give up the party cannon to get the gift for Maud, she still does it. And it's just like, this is going to break my heart to get rid of this, but I want to do something great for my sister, and she does. Then when it's time to swap gifts, she gives her the rock pouch, and Maud's like, oh, here, I got you some more confetti ammo for your cannon. It's like, yeah, here's more shit for your party cannon. And Pinky's happy that Maud got her something nice, but is very sad because she doesn't have her cannon, and she starts running around and throwing the confetti in the air, and Maud's like, hey Rarity, where's her party cannon? Oh dear, I don't fucking know. Where's her cannon? And Rarity cracks under the pressure, tells Maud what happened, and Maud's like, okay, we're doing this. We're gonna go find the dude. We're getting your cannon back. They find the dude who's like, I know it was a fair trade. I don't want to give it back. And then Maud, I don't know, she kind of strong arms him without doing or saying anything, but that 1,000-yard stare at Rarity the whole time is like, oh my, I've never seen her look like this before. Oh man, you better give her back that cannon. Oh, it's too late now. Dude, you're fucked. Oh, here's the cannon. And then he runs off, and I'm assuming he still took the pouch. I don't remember. I think they do give him back. They don't just strong arm him out of the cannon. With the moral of the episode being Maud saying to Pinky, giving gifts is not a competition. It is not about, I'm trying to give better gifts than you trying to give better gifts than me. It is about, I love you because you're my sister, and I'm going to give you something good. Yes, it means I got you 2 presents today because I got you the cannon back and you didn't give me anything, but you were willing to do something like that for me because you loved me, and that's enough of a gift for me. And the episode, that's where the episode ends. And I'm not gonna move it from the B tier. I think it's fine. I feel bad because I'm like, okay, this is an episode with Maud, so it's great. This is an episode with a really, really sweet moral, so it's great. And, like, there's some fun moments in here, so it's great. It just doesn't do it for me, I guess. And I think I kind of know why. I mean, yeah, the dude that was like, hey, you really want this? I'm gonna be kind of a dick about it. Like, sure, but I don't know. The trade was... How do I want to say this? Pinky made a fair deal. And it's, I will give you this thing. Like, I really want that. What do you want for it? I want this cool thing you have. Deal. There was kind of no bullshit in there. And then the way they kind of, again, they don't, like, really mug him, but they almost just kind of mug this dude to get the thing back. I'm like, I don't know, that seems kind of fucked for what feels like it was kind of a fair deal. And I think the reason I don't like this episode, and again, it's not like here, don't like, I'm like, there's enough here that I want to keep it in B, is because of how much I love the story Gift of the Magi, which is what this is a reference to. It's right there in the fucking title. Gift of the Magi, if you're not familiar with that, I'm sure you probably are, but in case you're not, is a Christmas story about this married couple where the man has this pocket watch, and it's like, I don't remember if it's like a Pulp Fiction kind of thing, where it was his father's, grandfather's, etc., but it's his prized possession is his watch. And his wife has this, like, beautiful long hair. And she says, I want to get my husband a present. I'm gonna get him something for his watch. Like, I want to get him, like, a case to carry his watch, and I don't have the money. So she goes to the barber shop and sells her hair. Like, all of her beautiful hair gets cut off, and she feels, from what I remember, like, she feels, like, kind of ugly and miserable without it. But she's happy that she got something wonderful for her husband. And, you know, she's waiting for him to come home, and he comes home after a long day of work, and they see each other, and she tells him, like, you know, I got you this present, this is what it cost me, but I'm so happy to have gotten you something. And he just starts laughing. And she's like, I don't get it. Like, what's so funny? I sold my watch to get you a comb for that beautiful hair of yours. And it's like, damn, that's like kind of fucked. And it's beautiful and it's fucked at the same time. You know, obviously it's fucked, but it's like, I gave up my prized possession to get you something for yours, so now neither of us has our prized possession. Like, that's really shitty. But it's beautiful because it shows how much they loved each other. I was willing to give up the most important, like, object in the world because you are more important than that to me. And that's still the theme, that's the moral that Maud is saying. It's like, you know, it's not a competition, it's just about give something with love. And I like that a lot. But it's the sacrifice that really makes Gift of the Magi special. And Pinky does the sacrifice, but the episode doesn't follow through with it. And that's why I'm like, I feel like this is an episode that could have been like up here or up here. Instead, I'm like, the lack of follow through kind of, it doesn't completely kill it. But it's why I'm like, okay, this episode is just more kind of okay. I respect it, but I definitely respect it more than I like it. I don't even remember what this episode was called. Was it On Your Mark? No, I think that was last season. What was this one? I have the list in front of me. No, it was On Your Marks. Okay. This is an episode, so the Crusaders now have their cutie marks. They're like, cool. What the fuck do we do now? Which, honestly, I think is pretty funny. So, they help Bulk Biceps out with his cutie mark problem, which lasts, I don't know, 5 minutes. Probably less than that. They're like, oh, cool, so what the fuck do we do now? And there's this little montage of each of them saying, well, this is something I really want to try to do. Let's do it as a group. And the other two not liking it. well, I really want to try this, and the other two not liking it, etc., etc. And they're like, okay, well, I don't know, maybe we just kind of do our own thing, like, by ourselves for a bit. Like, hey, if there's a cutie mark problem, like, someone needs one, someone needs to understand theirs, we're happy to help, but, I mean, outside of that, we can just do our own thing. Like, that's totally fine. So, Scootaloo starts fucking bungee jumping and thinks it's awesome. Sweetie Belle starts crocheting. I'm gonna put a pin in that because, oh gosh, there's this one scene in the episode that is so fucking funny to me. And Apple Bloom's like, I literally don't know what I want to do. Like, I just want to hang out with my friends, but my friends don't want to hang out with me anymore. I don't know. Are the Crusaders not really friends or a trio if we don't have cutie marks to get or cutie mark problem to solve? I'm like, I don't know. I watched Bloom and Gloom. I thought Doom and Gloom. Sorry. It's like, was it Doom and Gloom? Doom and Bloom? I don't remember exactly now. But it's the Persona 4 Apple Bloom Luna episode that I really like. I think it is Doom and Gloom. No, that really doesn't make sense. I think it is Bloom and Gloom. Doom and Bloom. Fuck! Damn it! I'm just gonna move on, okay? Okay, but I watched that episode, and that was one of her fears, is that if we don't have our cutie marks, like, when we get them all, we're, like, not gonna be friends anymore, and the episode's like, no, that's fucking stupid. Your friendship is genuine. But Apple Bloom's like, I don't know anymore, and there was a song, and I thought the song was fine. It just didn't really do much for me. Get used to me saying that this season, with one very notable exception. But, so she ends up doing, like, ballroom, it's ballroom dancing, but there's also kind of some taps. So she takes a dance class, and she just wants something she can do with other people because she misses her friends, and she's like, I don't know, this is kind of fun. Like, I'm dog shit at it, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. And there's a kid who has a cutie mark problem, and Apple Bloom is so depressed she doesn't even realize there is a cutie mark problem, it's a little funny. Then you get to the best scene in the episode, where Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo are going back to the clubhouse, and they're like, oh, yo, what's up? What have you been up to? Yeah, I've been bungee jumping. It's so fucking fun. What have you been up to? I've been crocheting. Look at this. Yeah, that's a something you made there, Sweetie Belle. Yeah, I'm dog shit at it. It's so bad, but I had fun. I had so much fun trying a new skill, failing at it, and I'm only gonna get better from here. I'm like, you know what? I genuinely really, really like that scene. And then they open the clubhouse, and you just have Apple Bloom sitting there in the dark, just waiting for them, like, oh, hi, girls. Nice of you to drop by. Hey, Apple Bloom. Have you been sitting here in the dark the whole time? Are you okay? And the lights come on, and there's this list of crap behind her, like, with X's on it. Like, here's all the shit that I tried to do without my friends, and I hated all of it, and I'm miserable. I'm so miserable. Okay, dancing was kind of fun, but I'm miserable without you two. How could you abandon me? I didn't abandon you. We were just doing other shit. We're still friends. Like, we still want to hang out as a group, and we definitely want to do, like, cutie mark problems as a group, but there's no rule saying we can't just be our own people, dude. Oh, I completely misread what we were doing in this episode. Oh shit, cutie mark problem. There is the kid who's a really good dancer, but has stage fright. We gotta go fix this shit. And they go fix the shit, and, like, that's the episode. It's fine! These episodes so far have been fine. It's not bad. I'm just very, like, there's a scene in there I really like. I don't even think that's enough to put it in B tier. Like, it's okay. Gauntlet of Fire. So at this point, I'm like, okay, we had a mid-as-fuck premiere, which we haven't had since season 1. And even then, I have, like, a bit of a soft spot for the season 1 finale, but, like, the premiere of the season was not that good. Then the next couple episodes I thought were kind of okay, and I remember this Spike episode being really good, but it's also a Spike episode, so boy, I don't know what the fuck I'm in for. Those are a whirlwind of quality, and let me just say, we finally had a great fucking episode this season. I was so happy, man. It was a breath of fresh air. It was like an oasis. Like, oh my god, thank you for a good episode. Gauntlet of Fire is an episode about how the Dragon Lord is retiring and is holding a competition for the other dragons to basically compete in the dragon version of American Ninja Warrior, and whoever wins is going to become the new Dragon Lord. And all dragons are called to it, so Spike is called to it, so he goes. Twilight goes with him, she's like, dude, Dragon Lore? I'm in. Also, you know, Spike is like my little brother, I gotta make sure he's okay. Dragon Lore? I'm in. And then Rarity's like, I'm gonna make sure Spike is okay. And Rainbow Dash is actually not in this episode, despite being in Dragon Quest. So they also don't use the Crackle costume, which I get, but it's a little disappointing. But they go follow Spike, and there's a lot of other dragons competing. Garble returns, actually named this time, because, yeah, something that's kind of interesting. Garble is not named in his first episode, but they're all like, oh, look, it's Garble. It's like, how do you know his name? Did you look at the script? Kind of similar to, like, when we get here. I don't remember if Chrysalis was name dropped in the Thorax episode, but yeah, she's actually name dropped here, but wasn't in the wedding. It's something I think that's kind of interesting. Anyways, point. Garble is there as one of the competitors. Another one is Ember, who is actually the daughter of the Dragon Lord. And most of the episode is Spike and Ember teaming up. And Spike, he's like, look, I'm a little kid. Like, I can't do a lot of this shit by myself. And you having someone who is helping you, like a genuine ally, can help. And she's like, it's not really the dragon way. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm my own dragon. I got my own Spike the Dragon code. We had a really goofy episode about it a couple seasons ago. Alright, bet. So they work together, with Ember starting to slowly realize that having friends and people watching your back is a really cool thing. So they go through the gauntlet. There's a point where she's like, we got to do this separately now. And Spike's like, you know, that's kind of shitty, but I genuinely feel like I'm getting through to her. Spike ends up being the first one to find to get to the final room, where all you have to do is grab the scepter and you win. Garble then attacks him, but then Ember attacks Garble to save Spike. And there's all this cool shit happening, but then Spike ends up grabbing the thing, becoming the Dragon Lord, and is like, okay, I'm in charge now. Garble, here's my first order as Dragon Lord. You need to go back home, and on your way, hug every dragon you see, and don't tell them why. And that's really funny. And then he's like, okay, my second act as Dragon Lord, here you go, Ember. I think you will actually be a great Dragon Lord. You have learned something important from interacting with me. That it is a good thing to have friends, to be able to rely on people. Be a good leader with that. I'm gonna fucking go home. And that's the episode, and it's fantastic. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. You mean to fucking tell me you can have an episode with Spike? Like, a Spike-centered episode that emphasizes his good qualities and doesn't make him the punching bag of the universe? You can have that kind of shit without him tripping on his cape, without him singing the Cloudsdale National Anthem in one of the most cringe scenes in the entire show. You can make a Spike episode good, and I can have fun watching it? Why did it take 6 seasons for that? Okay, I really love Secret of My Excess, but it's still, like, Spike has to be negative for the episode to work. I think it makes sense in context. Equestria Games I have my problems with, but, you know, I talked about that already. I'm like, holy shit, why did it take so long to get such a phenomenal Spike episode? I think this is easily his best one. I can make an argument for Equestria Games, because, yeah, on that rewatch, I was like, I really like what they do with his character here. But I'm also like, I don't know how much I really buy the stage fright part in the start. And there's just kind of other things that bother me with the episode. There's nothing that bothers me here. This episode kicks ass. Thank you. Thank you, Season 6, for not only giving me the fucking double S Spike tier episode, but for finally giving me an S tier fucking episode. Now we get to know Second Prances. So this is... Twilight is gonna have a dinner with Celestia with Starlight as the guest of honor. Or maybe it should be more backwards, but it's essentially... I want to show Celestia how far you've come in the 2 episodes you were in the season so far. Because, yeah, she's not here. I don't know, maybe she's in the background or something. Like, she's just not in these other episodes. Like, let's see how far you've come, Starlight. Sure, dog. And I want you to bring a friend. The remaining 5 in Spike don't count. You have to go make your own friend and show your progress. She's like, fuck. I'm an introvert. Because if there's one thing I learned from watching this season, Starlight Glimmer is an introvert. She does not like dealing with other people. She does not want to go meet other people. Like, can I just hypnotize them so they do what I want so I don't have to deal with them and their bullshit? Please and thank you. I'm like, maybe not the hypnotism part, but this is kind of relatable. Like, okay, this character's great. She has to go make a friend, and she's, like, trying to get to know people and talk to people. But people know who she is. They kind of know what she did. And she's like, I can't get out of my own way, and then when I do, I can't overcome their perceptions of me. I'm gonna let Twilight down because I can't make a fucking friend. So she goes to the spa to just relax, get those worries away. And she ends up talking to someone else at the spa. And they're kind of hitting it off. And she's like, have you ever had one of those days? Girl, every day for me is one of those days. So they have a bit of a conversation. Then it cuts to her going to Twilight and the castle. She's like, Twilight, I found a friend. We vibed, we clicked, I'm so happy. Cool, what do you mean? Tell me about her. She's great. Yeah, she's powerful. What? And then it's fucking Trixie. And the episode from this point forward is Twilight. You ever watched Arrested Development? There is a character, what's her name? I think her name is Anne, at which they keep calling her Egg throughout the show, and it's dumb, but it makes me laugh. I believe, if I'm remembering my Arrested Development right, she's in a relationship with George Michael, and then later she ends up in a relationship with Job, and yeah, that's fucking weird. Michael's reaction when he first meets Anne is, her? Like, this is who you're interested in? Like, I mean, sure, like, do whatever you want. Like, if there's a girl you really like, go for it, I support you, but her? That is Twilight throughout this episode. It's, Starlight, this is your life and your friend. Make friends with whoever you want. I'm the ding-dang princess of friendship. I want you to make friends. I want you to have these good relationships. I want you to be happy and healthy in your social life. But does it have to be her? Like, I know I forgave her. Forgiveness is saying, I'm not gonna call Celestia to throw you in fucking prison for what you did. I'm saying, if you want to say you're a better person, I will give you the benefit of the doubt, and I will give you the chance to make that, to be a better person. That doesn't mean I want to deal with you ever again, because you know what? What you did to me and my friends was fucking awful. And you know, I have a student now that I want to go, I want to be a good person. I want to give her that chance to grow. I don't know if you're a good influence, especially in these like natal stages of her development and her attempt to be a better person. Maybe this is not the influence we need here. You know, if someone's trying to not be an alcoholic and is trying to stop, maybe they shouldn't hang out with someone who's an active drinker. I mean, I don't feel like this is an episode about addiction. That's kind of more what this is. Like, this is about addiction And Ray says that this episode's about all kinds of shit. We'll definitely get to that one. But, I feel like that's what Twilight is kind of trying to say. It's like, this is not the right time for you and what you're dealing with to be around someone like her. The way Starlight interprets that is, number one, it means you're saying you don't trust me to make my own decisions and make my own mistakes. And that hurts. And granted, from the perspective of, I am an adult, and you have taken me under your wing to train me in something and to teach me something, but I don't feel like I have your trust and respect yet. That kind of bothers me. Like, I get that. We've also had only 2 episodes, of which you were arguably not the main focus of it. It's not like you've had this long arc where you've done all this shit and we've seen you grow. So then when Twilight is basically saying, I don't fucking trust you yet, yeah, I could see it hurting. I could see that feeling like a betrayal. It doesn't really work this early into your start. You're saying you don't trust me to be a better person. Yes! Because you tried to erase me and my friendship from existence like 2 weeks ago, Starlight. I think you're pretty cool, and I like the little bit of progress that you made. Emphasis on the little. Like, it doesn't quite work. But Starlight and Trixie are just so fun, and them interacting, I think, is great. But there's also that extra element, because it's not just Starlight saying, I've just started this and you don't trust me. Like, what the fuck, Twilight? I'm like, no, yeah, of course Twilight wouldn't trust you yet. But there's also you said you forgave Trixie, and you were willing to kind of let bygones be bygones, but clearly you fucking haven't. You said you were willing to forgive me, and let bygones be bygones, and let me be your apprentice. But if that clearly doesn't extend to her, and what I did to you was way worse, clearly that doesn't extend to me. So what the fuck are we even doing here? I'm like, that part of the episode, that interpretation of the conflict, I think, is way more interesting. Because, yeah, Starlight is essentially saying, it doesn't matter what I'm gonna do, is it? Because you are never going to actually trust me. And Twilight trying to say, fuck, what do I say? Because she's right. Like, I've forgiven Trixie, but not really. And I want to really forgive Starlight, and I want to see her grow, and I genuinely mean that. I find that super interesting. And then Trixie and Starlight, they just vibe, and they hit it off. I'm like, no, this is actually great. Like, yeah, they're able to bond over the fact that we used to be awful fucking people, and maybe we still kind of are, but we're working on it. And they're vibing about magic and how Starlight is super ooga booga, and Trixie is, as Discord later calls her, what was it, like a below average illusionist. They're thinking of Arrested Development. They're not tricks, they're illusions. And then the final countdown starts playing. Fucking love Job, dude. Anyways, point. Starlight is supposed to go to the dinner and bring her friend, but Trixie's like, I'm doing a show, and the show is going to be at the same time. I'd like you to be my assistant. And Starlight says, fine, I will help you, because it's friendship and shit, right? Right. Twilight ends up going during the dinner because Starlight didn't show up. Like, this is what you're doing? You didn't come to the dinner that we were supposed to go to. You didn't even tell me that you were ditching. And you did it to hang out with this piece of shit that I really don't want you hanging out with. I was right. She's a terrible influence. With Starlight saying, and I was right, that you don't trust me to make my own friend. Yes, I ditched you to hang out with her. You know what that means? That means I'm actually trying to put effort into this nascent friendship that I have developed, that you wanted me to develop. Maybe not with her, but with someone, okay? I am actually trying to have my own little friendship lesson. And Trixie in the back going, yes! She picked me! I win! Fuck you, Sparkle! And then Starlight's like, yeah, what was that? I said I win. I knew it. I wanted to make you lose. I just realized I said that part out loud. Oh, fuck. And then Starlight, realizing that the only reason Trixie was friends with her was to one-up Twilight, she runs off crying, and Twilight's like, well, good job, Trixie. You know what? You did it. You won. You beat me in something. You one-upped me in something. How do you feel now? Well, I just feel fucking awful. So Trixie puts on her show, and the trick she is trying to do is she is going to get shot out of a cannon into a manticore's mouth and teleport out of the manticore's mouth into a box. That is the trick. That is something only Houdini, like the pony Houdini, was ever able to do. She makes it very clear. It's like, this trick is my dream, and I literally can't do it. And Starlight had said, I will help you do it. With my teleportation magic, I got you. Trixie, knowing that this trick on her own is impossible, and that Starlight, for all intents and purposes, has broken up with her and is not going to help her here, is still going forward with the trick. And there's a way to look at this as just, hey, the show must go on. Say what you will about Trixie. She is a professional. Hey, in Ghostbusters, she was doing that shit because she was being heckled. And like any good professional, she took it personally. The other way to interpret this is this a suicide attempt? She's doing something that she knows she can't do, and if she can't do it, she will fucking die. And she does it anyways. And the way she's carrying herself throughout it is like, look, good job, you really messed it up this time, dum-dum. It kind of feels like a suicide attempt. But Starlight saves her and is like, hey, I'm your assistant, right? Yeah. Thank you. And they decide, like, alright, we're gonna stay friends. We're gonna... Oh yeah, that's right, because Twilight goes up to Starlight and she's like, okay, Starlight, here's the thing. I hate Trixie about as much as anyone. Okay, I hate Trixie probably more than anyone, and, like, I have good reason to. And even I'm telling you that I can see that she genuinely likes you. Yes, it seems that there was maybe a bit of an ulterior motive at some point, but genuinely, she wants to be your friend. You made a friend. I didn't trust you enough to be able to... I'm gonna be honest, I still don't want it to be her. I'm gonna be completely honest. But you made one, and even if it's her, I'm proud of you for making one. Don't leave her hanging. Don't let her do this. Please. So Starlight saves Trixie and they're able to stay friends. I really like this episode. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's great. I don't know if I can quite put it up here. I think there's just... I feel like it's a bit questionable at times. I don't know. Look at her smiling. Look at her smiling. I feel like I gotta put it in there just for that alone. But like I said, I feel like with what they're trying to do with the conflict of you don't trust me enough, and that's where a lot of Starlight's like kind of turmoil is. I feel like this would have worked late. It would have worked better later in the show, probably later in the season, if you have another episode of Starlight learning something, maybe. But even this, like, what does Starlight learn? Like, Starlight reverts so hard in this episode that it's like, yeah, there's a reason she doesn't fucking trust you, Tum Tum. Like, that's kind of my problem with it, but I think it's really entertaining. I like all the trepidation Twilight has around Trixie. He's like, look, I've got experiences with this bitch. I want the best for you, Starlight. I don't think she is a good influence, believe me. Like, I think it works. I think, personally, I would probably put it more here. I think that, I think, I do kind of want to put it up here, though, because I really liked it. I'll keep it up there for now. Then we get to Newbie Dash. The episode where Rainbow Dash, as you can see here, is a fucking wonderbolt. It took, what number is this? I don't know. It's like 125, 127, somewhere around there. But 120 and change for her to become a wonderbolt and achieve her dream. And I couldn't fucking finish this dog shit episode. Let me drink some water. In season 1, I talked about Owl's Well That Ends Well. The Owlowicious episode. The Spike episode. And I mean, granted, it's after Dog and Pony Show, which is also very Spike focused, which is also very Rarity focused, but it's Owlowicious is Spike's really, like, first episode all to himself. It is an episode where Spike is being upstaged by the owl, and it makes him very annoyed and frustrated, so he starts making an ass of himself, so even to make Owlowicious look bad, and so people pay attention to him more, and he gets chastised for it, and everyone at the end of the episode is like, Spike, like, we love you. Why was that ever in question? If we ever put that in question, I'm so fucking sorry, man. And that's the episode, and it's an episode I really hate. I love the ending of Spike being told how much he's loved, but, like, it's just so unpleasant and so negative that I've really never liked it. This is that up to 11. It is Rainbow Dash finally achieved her dreams, but gets a shitty nickname where she crashes into a trash can, so they call her Rainbow Crash. Which, when she tells this story to the Remain 5, Pinky's like, I mean, at least they didn't call you Rainbow Trash, which, I mean, true. Like, she's on to something. Pinky was cooking with that observation. Which is what the bullies back at Flight Camp called her, as we saw in Sonic Rainbow. So every time, like, they'll call her Rainbow Crash, they're like, yo, Crash, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, my name's not Crash. So, like, you can tell it's really pissing her off, and also, so she's the newbie, so she gets the shitty name as, like, the newbie, and, like, you were the worst flyer today, so you gotta clean up all the halls, and she's just miserable. And then she decides, after talking to her friends, like, hey, I gotta make a better impression, and, oh god, so she just starts acting like her, like, so she does her main, I'm like, is she trying to do a Pinkie Pie? And she's acting, like, super excited and throwing balloons and shit. And she's like, just call me Dynamic Dash. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then after that doesn't work, she adopts a southern accent. I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing. She's going to do an impression of all her friends and be like, I'm like this. Maybe you should call me this to get a nickname. And it's not going to work. And I'm just going to be cringing the entire time I watch it, like how I've been cringing the entire time I've been watching this episode, because it's not funny. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you know, if someone watches it, they find it funny, I think the first 30 minutes of Chicken Little are hilarious. It is so aggressively mean-spirited. I think it's funny. This one I just don't find funny. I don't find fun. And, like, Sonic Rainboom. Is Sonic Rainboom particularly funny? No, I mean, there's some jokes in there, but it's not particularly funny. But it gives me this insight into Rainbow Dash's character. And like I said when I was talking about it back in season 1, this is where the depth of her character comes from. It's when you see it. This is episode 120 whatever. We already have, like, I'm not getting a new insight into Rainbow Dash. I already know that. It's not particularly funny. It's not fun. It's just, I'm watching a character I really like getting bullied and hazed by her heroes, who in several previous episodes have shown that, maybe they're not so great. I talked about how I feel like Rainbow Dash's calling was not really to be a Wonderbolt. I feel like it was to be a coach. We even get it in this episode. Like, part of what she learns, I mean, Applejack does too, was that people respond to pressure in different ways. Some people work best when they don't feel pressure and they can just relax and have fun. Other people rise to the occasion and they need pressure to be able to perform at their best. She's a great coach. And maybe that's what her story should have been. Maybe that's what her arc should have been. Oh, wait, this was another Rainbow Dash episode. I don't even think I brought it up when I was going over the... Like, it feels like this is less of the Starlight Glimmer being the main character scene, almost kind of Rainbow Dash. But anyways, fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah, her being a coach. I think that would have worked super well. It almost feels like the show is building up to, maybe you shouldn't be a Wonderbolt and do something else because they're kind of ass. And then she doesn't, joins them, and it's like, oh wait, this is kind of ass. And from what I remember, like I said, I didn't fucking finish it. I had half an episode left. Like, I'm not watching another 10 minutes of this. From what I remember, and from looking at the synopsis, it's like she tries to really stand out during the show and leave that impression, and it kind of fucks up, and everyone gets mad at her, and she's like, it's because you gave me the shitty nickname. Like, we all have shitty nicknames. Soren's name is Clipper. It's not because he's fast, like a fast ship. It's because he clipped his wing. We all get hazed. Get over it. Wow, that's horribly unpleasant. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to finish this, so I didn't, so I could get to the best episode of the season. I wanted to get to this. This is wonderful. This is lovely. Like, in like 5 seconds, I was like, dude, this is... Thank you, I needed this. This is a Hearth-swarming tale. This is the Christmas Carol parody. With Glim Glam herself as Snowfall Frost. This show's version of Ebenezer Scrooge. Someone who hates hearth-swarming so much that she decides, I am going to use my advanced magic to make a spell that erases Christmas from existence. So in a way, it's kind of a combination of A Christmas Carol and It's a Wonderful Life. Like, it doesn't go full wonderful, but even then, it's like, with like the 3 spirits showing her shit, you could also see it as the angel showing, oh fuck, I don't remember his name. Showing, I don't remember the name of the character, I'm just gonna say Jimmy Stewart. Showing Jimmy Stewart, this is what your life would be like, because that's more what the future is. It's, this is what happens without Christmas. Instead of, this is your future, you fucking died, and everyone, people celebrated your death, you horrible, disgusting excuse for a man. Spirit, whose grave is this? Why, yours, Ebenezer, the richest man in the cemetery. Gosh, that scene is so fucking cool. That's from a Mickey Christmas Carol, by the way. So it's, Starlight is a bit of a Scrooge. She's like, I don't get into Christmas. I just think it's whatever. And Twilight's like, on site, I'm reading you A Christmas Carol. We're gonna turn you from a Scrooge to a Cratchit, baby. And yeah, that's the episode. It's also a musical, and I'm like, this opening musical number is really pleasant. And then Scrooge's villain song of Say Goodbye to the Holiday, like, I really like this one too. And Applejack is the Ghost of Christmas Past, or, Hearth-swarming Past, but her song is pretty neat, and it's like, hey, remember when you were a kid and you really liked Christmas? you were told, you know, you had to be hard, you had to be strong and serious about studying magic, and it like corrupted your soul. Kind of shitty that happened, right? Yeah. Yeah, it is. And then Pinky gets a song called Pinky's Presence, and can I be dead ass? I teared up a little bit. I was like, it's just so pleasant. It's just so, like, warm and fuzzy and happy and infectious. And I'm like, I'm tearing up a little bit. It's just, after this shit, I needed that. I needed, like, 10 cc's of happiness stat. And Pinky fucking delivered. The whole episode fucking delivered, man. After that, oh yeah, and then she doesn't see Cratchit and Tiny Tim because, like, it's a heavily condensed version of A Christmas Carol. There's no Bob Marley. Fucking can't stop laughing now. Yeah, believe it or not, there's no Bob Marley in A Christmas Carol. Instead of 3 little birds on my doorstep, it's 3 little ghosts. They live in my fucking bedroom. Oh, God. Okay, I need some water after that. I can't drink the water. I'm laughing too much. Okay. Let me try that again. There is no Bob Marley. There's also no Jacob Marley. Instead, it just goes straight to Applejack, who's like, yeah, so, what you're gonna do is fucking insane, so we're not even gonna have the Marley warning about how you need to change. We're just gonna go straight into the 3 spirits. Like I said, Applejack is the ghost of Christmas past. Pinky is the ghost of Christmas present. The ghost of Christmas yet to come is Luna, and then Luna gets this song, which is, like, super badass and, like, haunting about how what you're going to do is going to destroy the entire fucking world. Which, you know. And also, yeah, there's this great moment where Starlight interrupts the story, and she's like, what? You mean this bitch was so crazy? Like, she invented a spell that would, you know, remove and erase something from all time? How petty do you have to be to do that? And Spike's like, sound familiar, don't it? Fair point, carry on. Which she doesn't even get to say. It's more that Twilight's like, Spike, like, come on, dude. But I think it's great. And then after the ghost of... Oh, yeah, like I said, there's no... Tiny Tim is featherweight, but it's more just like he's got a little crutch like, as a joke for Tiny Tim. Rainbow Dash is both Cratchit because she's Snowfall's employee. I don't remember what her name was in here. And she's also Fred the nephew because she's the one that, like, tells Snowfall about a Christmas party and goes to the party and is talking shit about Snowfall at the party. And Fluttershy and Rarity are also there at the party just hanging out with Twilight just being Dickens. So she gets to be our Gonzo of the story. We're Marley and Marley. Ooh. Fuck, I love Marley and Marley. That is, like, low-key, dead-ass, my favorite moment of that movie. And it's one of my favorite Christmas songs. Like, is it something about the warmness of the holiday? No. Is it something about Christ the Lord and Savior? No. It's about, you're gonna go to fucking hell, Scrooge. And it goes so hard. Like, it's like Shiver My Timbers from Muppet Treasure Island, where it's just a Muppet song going way too hard. It's amazing. Anyways, the episode, I gone on so many tangents already. Fucking Bob Marley just sent me. I'm still laughing at that. Point. After all that shit happens, Snowfall does not go through with the spell, decides to keep Christmas in her heart, blah, 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 and then Starfall. Sorry, I was combining Starlight and Snowfall, so would that be Starfall and Snowlight? I don't know, Snowlight goes kind of hard, I kind of like it. Anyways, Starlight's like, that's actually kind of a dope story. Maybe there's something to this Christmas thing after all, and they sing one little, more like little carol afterwards, and they all drink cider and get fucked up, and This episode's amazing. It's so good. This is like one of those episodes, like this might be like an all-time great episode. I think it's really good. I think it's super sweet. The only thing I don't like about it is that there is no Jacob Marley. Like, I get it. The workaround I think works fine. I kind of would have liked to see who they would have had be Jacob Marley. I'm assuming because she just became friends with Trixie, it's probably Trixie, but that might also kind of be part of it is, who do we want to have be Marley? Like, the person who's close enough to her to be able to give that warning, but also is, you know, like, condemned to hell and falling apart. Like, I get it. But I fucking love this episode. I love this one, too. I'm not gonna put it down here and pretend it's mid. This episode is amazing. Saddle Row review. This is an episode where Rarity is going to open Rarity for You, her store in Manhattan, and the main six help her open. They're trying to help her get it open by the opening night. And just all kinds of random fucking bullshit going wrong. Like, the landlord's like, you're going to hire my daughter. I don't want to hire your daughter. Then let me rephrase this. If you don't hire my daughter, I'm not gonna let you live here because I'm gonna raise your rent exorbitantly. Oh, well, welcome aboard, kiddo. It's right under a fucking nightclub. And, like, the sounds from the nightclub are gonna distract the customers. We have to do something about this. There's fucking rodents living in the closet. We gotta get rid of this shit. It's so funny. And it just never stops being funny. Also, they're getting interviewed by, I'm just gonna say JJNW'S, so it's them, like, it'll be like, this is what's going on in the episode. It's a framing device inside a framing device, because Rarity is reading this dude's, his review of her opening night. So that's the first framing device. What the fuck? I don't give a shit. Fuck off, dude. Oh, sorry. It's not that big of a deal. It's just, I don't know. I don't like dealing with pop-ups, man. Anyways, Rarity is reading the review, and in addition to that, you get scenes of the reporter interviewing all of the main six. I don't think he ever does it for Spike. Yeah, I don't think Spike was in the episode. Was he? I don't remember him being in the episode. Is he there in that shot? No, he's not. And them giving their opinions on shit. Like, there's this one scene where Rarity is like, you wouldn't believe, like, did you know that there's a nightclub above my boutique? And then it cuts immediately to Pinky. Did you know there's a nightclub right above the boutique? There's Twilight's fucking sweeping song that she's, like, doing it in beat to, like, the beat, like, the beats of the, like, sweep, 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 and then it, like, cuts to Applejack and Rainbow Dash, who are like, yeah, only Twilight's dumbass would try to make a sweeping dubstep remix. Yeah, how fucking stupid. And then it just cuts to them being like, sweep, 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 sweep. Like, kidding, it's such a you know what? I have to put this down. I really like this episode, but, like, it's not on the same tier as this one. This one is, to me, it's so funny. It's so entertaining in a different way that this one is. Like, I think this episode, like, there were some jokes in it, but, like, it's not super funny, but it's phenomenal. Like, everything else it does is so good. Like, this is just a fun, goofy time. Okay, so we're, what, like 9 episodes in. So at this point, I'm like, okay, we've had super mid episodes. One I'm just not keen on, but, like, I respect it, but it doesn't quite work for me. Absolute trash. And then we've got some good ones. Okay, let's, maybe the season is gonna start turning around, and then we're right back to mid with Applejack's Day Off. It is not moving from this spot. The plot of this episode is Rarity and Applejack are going to have their spa day, because I guess that's a thing now. I thought it was Rarity and Fluttershy had spa days, but now Applejack's getting in on it. You know what? Sure. I can believe, like, they just want to hang out, and this is how they're going to do it. So, yeah, sorry. Sorry, my brain in the middle of talking about, like, starting to talk about this episode was like, you know, I really want a milkshake. And I just started thinking about getting a milkshake, and I was like, yeah, there's this episode about Applejack, and oh shit. I kind of do want to stop. You know what? Let me get this episode done. Okay, I'm sorry. Season 6 might be like broken up into several episodes, just like that actually kind of makes sense. Because I just don't feel that passionate about a lot of Season 6. I mean, there was passion here talking about how bad this episode was. And, like, I love that. I don't love that I hated it, but I love that I felt passionate about it. But for quite a few of these, there's not a lot of passion in it. So I'm like, I'll talk about it for a bit, and then my brain will wander and want a milkshake. And I don't know. What happens in this episode? Applejack wants to hang out with Rarity. Rarity wants to hang out with Applejack, but Applejack is too busy with her chores. So Sparks and Spike are going to go do some of her chores so she can have a good relaxing time. They go to the spa, but the steam room, which I cannot think of a steam room without thinking of Barkley. Like, I've brought up Inside the NBA several times. I'm not going to go on a whole thing, but I was just thinking of the fucking steam room story like the entire time this is happening, which was way more entertaining than the episode itself. Applejack is investigating why the steam room isn't, like, holding heat properly. And as she does, she, like, does this whole investigation. Rarity the entire time is like, Applejack, we're running out of time to do the thing that we really want to do. And even though... Here's why Rarity annoyed the fuck out of me in this episode. The way they're trying to portray her conflict is, I want to hang out with my friend, but my friend can't turn off her customer service instincts, and she just wants to help people. And it's not a bad thing that she's helping people, it's a good thing. We only have an hour, and this is cutting into our time, and I just want to spend time with her. Selfish, maybe not quite generosity, but believable. Like, I can see that. Like, some of the friends we were going, like, I don't know if I've ever really mentioned church on this channel. Not the institution, but my very good friend. Church is one of the most reliable people I have ever met. Just the, like, if he can help you with something, like, he's not in the, like, stupor in the middle of something, this man will. He is just so reliable. And like Applejack, he's also very unga bunga. Man is a fucking brick wall, and I love him. I adore this man. A very good friend of his name is Lo, that's right. Lo was kind of making fun of him a few times, like on the cruise, on the way down and on the way up. He was like, you can't turn off your customer service instincts. There's moments where I just want you to be able to be selfish so you can enjoy your relaxation and enjoy your vacation, but you just can't do that. Why are you like this? And I thought it was really funny, and watching this episode, like, it reminds me of that, and that's fun. The problem with Rarity's conflict for me in this episode, the reason they're not going into the steam room is because the line is too long. And the reason the line is too long is because of all these problems. So what Applejack is doing, it's not just, I see a problem and I can't turn off my brain, I have to fix it. It's also, yeah, if we just stand here the entire time, we're not going to go into the fucking steam room in my hour off. If I can do this fast enough and efficiently enough, next time, I'll be able to do this no problem. But 2, maybe today, I will actually be able to get some time in there. And unfortunately, she's not able to make it. But Rarity the entire time is just, essentially the way it comes across to me is, oh my god, Applejack, I just wanted to hang out with you today and do this really specific thing. We can't do this really specific thing because of forces outside of our control. And I'm mad about it. Why the hell are you trying to fix that problem so we can do the very specific thing I wanted to do? Ugh. And that's how it comes across. And like this, I get what you're going for, but the execution makes no fucking sense, and it makes Rarity super annoying in this episode. And not in the funny way like in Dog and Pony Show, where her constant whining and nagging is fucking gold. Here, it's just irritating. And then, yeah, all of Applejack's chores are really stupid because I don't even really want to talk about it. Like, it's just so dumb. It's like, yeah, to do one chore, there's like 12 steps to it. Not because the chore is super complex, but because to get the chore done, I kept like adding things to do to it. And then when I fixed the problem, I forgot to take that step out of my list. So I just keep wasting time. And then as she's talking about the spa and how they were wasting their time, she's wasting her own time. And her friends are like, you're really fucking stupid. She's like, oh, I guess so. How should I fix this? And there's a montage of her fixing this. Like, this was not good. I don't think it's D tier bad. I don't know. Rarity annoyed me enough that... No, Rarity annoyed me enough that I do want to say it's D tier bad. I was wrong when I said it's not moving from this spot. It's moving down, baby! I want to go get that milkshake. I do. I'm going to go do it. And then, I don't know. Do I want to do a video while I'm drinking a milkshake? No. I just want to drink my milkshake in peace, and then we'll get back to it. Fuck, I'm sorry that Season 6 has been broken up already into 2 videos, and we're not even halfway through the season yet. This is gonna be super messy. And I'm sorry, but I need that fucking milkshake.